beer review. Today you have the Rhino over there. And we've still never picked a nickname for Alicia. The Rhinoette? No? Oh, okay. Anyway, today we're drinking Beaus Organic Grapefruit Radler. So this is 2.5% alcohol by volume. I did look it up. I did put this in untapped at 8.5 out of 10, so 4.25 out of 5. The last time I had Beaus Grapefruit Radler, the only time I've had Beaus Grapefruit Radler, we were at Brew at the Zoo. And you went to Brew at the Zoo, you paid a lot of money to get in, and you got some beer festival tickets. And you'd go through the tunnel to the amphitheater, and there was a beer tent set up in there. And it was so fucking hot. I believe I lost about 15 pounds down my legs into my socks just from ball sweat. And this was the only beer I actually drank over and over and over again. We had what, like 6 tickets, and we were just trying to use them. And I think I even gave some to people I knew that were there because we just wanted to get the heat. But yeah, Radler's all I drank, and it might have been that I loved it because of the heat, but I drank 3 of these. I had 10 cent up because this was the only Radler that Marche Terrain had at the time. I had 10 cent up. I drank 3 of them already. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I don't like it as much as I gave it originally on Untapped. So we have ingredients. Beer. Juice from concentrate, apple, red grapefruit, elderberry. Red grapefruit flavor, sugar, citric acid, potassium metasulfate, organic, contains barley and wheat. Okay, what it's doing is marking what's organic. So the beer is organic, and the juices from concentrate are organic, as is the sugar. The citric acid does not have the organic seal, and neither does the potassium metasulfite. First and foremost, if you're going to give me a beer, a craft beer at that, I expect the grapefruit juice to be grapefruit juice, not grapefruit juice from concentrate. And I know there's not a big difference. There really isn't a huge difference between orange juice and orange juice from concentrate. But there is still a difference, especially when you're going to charge me more money because it is a premium organic product. And then why the citric acid, I understand what it's supposed to do. I can tell you it doesn't do it in this beer. I don't know what they'd be using the potassium metasulfate for. I'm going to guess a stabilizer of some type, but it's just I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that on 2 occasions, two reasons, right? One, I don't know how I feel on it just being in this beer to begin with, but 2, I feel that the Radlers I love use it anyway because it is most likely in there as a stabilizer. Just a lot of things like Bud won't admit to the shit they put in their beer. Stiegel won't admit to the shit they put in their beer. Uh, Ota Kringer, Citrus Radler, won't admit to the things they put in their beer. Everybody probably puts some type of stabilizer in their Radler, so I shouldn't be agitated about it, but at the same time, I kind of am because it's on there. But like I said, it's probably something that's in there on the other ones too, just they don't admit it because they don't show an ingredients list like that. Now that I've rambled on, let's pour the beer. So there you go. Slightly hazy, bright yellow color, bright white head, lots of snap, crackle, pop. It's a pretty beer. It is. I will not take that away from it. That is a pretty beer. Out of the can, you smell grapefruit juice. You smell grapefruit juice out of the can. I will give it that as well. I do like that, it does the beer as an ingredient. Didn't talk to me about, hops and yeast. I expect you to know that because it's beer in it. Just Oh wait, down here it says contains barley and wheat. So this isn't Luggo tread they're using because Luggo tread didn't have. Some of you know the inside joke about why it's being called Luggo tread. But it must not be lug tread that they're using because it lug tread doesn't have wheat in it. So what base beer are they using? The longer it's open, what do you think this smells like? Because to me, it reminds me of the stale pea smell we had in the truck earlier.
It smells like orange juice, but not as good. Like something.
You're talking like a no name, like a Dole knockoff, almost like a selection orange juice. I can see that. To me, it's the paradigm that's firing off in my head is that smell we had in the truck today. Out of the glass, nothing. Nothing at all. Cheers, let's try it. Okay. Now, when we were at Brew at the Zoo, it would have been over a year ago now. I can't remember if this tastes the same or if this has gone downhill, which is why I said I can't tell if I just really liked it because of how hot it was or if I really, really liked it because this does not taste that great. Craft Radler, love craft beer. When it comes to a Radler, I would still choose Bud Light Radler or Rickard's Radler or Oda Kringer Radler or Stiegel Radler any day. This is closer to a Stiegel Radler though than any of the others because this has a lot less sweetness to it. It's more. I do see a comment. We will read that shortly. It does have grapefruit flavor, and it almost tastes like grapefruit juice and grapefruit peel. But it's not sweet like Bud Light or Rickard's Radlers. It's more a somewhat dumbed down, bitter version. Like I said, though, I loved this when I had it last year at Brew at the Zoo. But I think it was I was so fucking hot. I had sweat so much. It was just something in me because I was like a lobster that night. Was I not? I'm pretty sure I sunburnt bad at the Brew at the Zoo.
Yeah.
Because this was one of the beers we had at Brew at the Zoo.
Yes.
It does drink easily. I'll give it that, but it's 2.5% alcohol. It should drink easily. It's just, it's not great. I think that's what saddens me because there's so many great Radlers, and I want to find a great craft Radler. I think the best craft Radler I've had was Tricycle Radler from Parallel 49. Is that the guys in Calgary? And they do like gypsy tears and stuff. I think that was the best craft Radler I've had. Good day, Andrew. I'll answer those in a second. Yes, Beaus does make some great beers. But yeah, this just isn't really my thing. Out of 10 on this, would I even buy it again? That's the question, right? I have 7 cans of it left, and after those 7 cans, will I ever buy it again? No, I don't think I would when I can get Rickard's Radler and Bud Light Radler and Otto Kringle Radler and Stiegel Radler and all the other Radlers that I actually really like. So I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. I wouldn't buy it again. It's not a bad beer. It's just not really my thing. But if you like a Radler that is less sweet and more beer-esque, this is probably for you. Now, Andrew, to answer your question, yes, I've had a lot of beers from BC. A lot of stuff from Phillips, Driftwood, uh, Moon Over Water. What the hell is that? I can't. Dan would send me a lot of stuff, and so would Steve. And whatever they sent me as a stuff, I've had Fuggles and Warlock. Um, just not huge amounts of beer from BC, but enough to know that BC makes some great damn beer. Okay, Parallel 49's in Vancouver. Okay, they're the ones that make Gypsy Tears and stuff, right? That is their beers, because they're the ones that would have done the tricycle Radler, which was my favorite craft Radler. I remember I tried Fat Tug and I hated Fat Tug, and everybody got mad at me. They're like, "Oh, you hate IPAs. You can't like beer." Da, da, da." Like, first off, there's IPAs I love. There's IPAs I don't love. Fat Tug isn't for me. But Fat Tug was also a little older, and the man child brought it to us, and he brought us in the trunk of his car, and he drove from BC back to Ontario. So it may have turned even by the time I got back here, but I just never wanted to try it again. And then I did the Green Reaper, and that beer was lovely, except for the fact that it made my tongue swell and I almost choked. But yeah, it was that fun. Yeah, I had a lot of BC people angry at me over the Fat Tug. Um, I just don't have the connections anymore now that I'm up in the Arctic and I can't really send beer mails back. Even when I offer to pay for the entire beer mail, I just don't have the connections to get things from a lot of other places. Right now, I have one guy in Ontario, and that's about it. I have people in Newfoundland that want me to try Newfoundland beers. Well, you got to find them in cans and send them to me because you can't really send bottles here because it all gets flown up here, and then things can happen when they're changing pressures. Um, but yeah, it's just I just don't have the connections anymore now that I'm not in the beer trade community since there is no breweries here. You know what we have up here? We have Budweiser, we have Molson Dry, and we have Rickard's Red. Or whatever you order from Marche and Marche Turenne has stuff at their store, and they also are able to go to the SAC and buy stuff themselves. But that beer is now gone. Thank you guys for watching. In about 5 minutes, I'll be back with my last beer of the night. And for anyone wondering, yeah, I do a lot of these straight live because it's just easier than recording it and uploading it. Because if I record it and upload it, we can't watch anything on the internet while it's uploading because, yeah, satellite internet is amazing. Anyway, guys, thank you. Bye bye.